everybody. Just waiting for going live on Facebook, and then I'll be right with you. This takes a minute for it to click over. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Stamping with Melva. I'm Melva Peters, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in British Columbia, Canada. And you can find me online at stampingwithmelva.com. It's Tuesday night tonight. I'm just trying to see if I can see comments on my Facebook. Gosh, technology. Okay, not there yet, but I'm sure it will be. All right, it's Tuesday night tonight, and it's sketch challenge night. I've said this before, Tuesday nights is one of my favorites because I love to do sketches. And so I've got a sketch for you tonight. If you miss any of the measurements or want to go back and grab the image with the measurements on it, it will go live on Facebook and Instagram at about 7 o'clock. So you can always get it after the fact if you've missed it. It's lots of things. Hey, Gabriella, welcome. Lots of things you can do with this sketch, and I'm going to play a little bit. I'm actually using a piece of an embossed cardstock that I had hanging around here. I saw it sitting there and thought, gee, I could use this. So all sorts of ideas that you can, sometimes you cut too many pieces, die cut too many pieces, and so it's a way to use those up. You can use some designer series paper for this, all sorts of things. And I'm using the Light the Year bundle. I used it maybe one day last week, and I'm going to make another card with it because I really love this. I love this bundle. I don't know, the lanterns just kind of really call out to me. Hey, Joey, welcome, and Sharon. Good. Okay, I'm still not seeing comments. Oh, there they are. Okay, just had to pull the screen over a little bit so that I could see the comments on Facebook as well. Okay, so let's switch over to my desktop and we'll get started. So this is the sketch. Like I said, lots of things you could do with this sketch. You can use designer series paper, embossed cardstock, all sorts of things. So your card base is standard 5.5 by 8.5 or 4 1/4 by 11. This yellow piece is 3 3/4 by 5. So it's got a little bit wider. You're seeing a little bit more of the card base on this one. This orange piece in the middle is 2 inches by 5 inches. It's kind of a standard one if I'm going to use, hey Louise, use designer series paper, because 12 by 12 or 6 by 6 designer series paper, a 2-inch strip of it is kind of a perfect cut because you get a few of them. It's pieces from it. You get 3 from the 6 by 6, and then 2 inches. Would you get 12 from the 12 by 12 pieces. So 2 inches by 5 inches for this orange piece, and then 2 strips that are 1/4 inch by 5. So you could also do this by putting cutting a bigger piece, like so 2.5 by 5, and then using that whole piece, but it's kind of a waste of cardstock. So I just use the little tiny strips. And then for your layer, so I've got a matte layer of 2.5 by 3, and the white layer is 2 1/4 by 2 3/4, and a sentiment. So whatever a size fits your sentiment. Hey, Roberta. Okay, so as I said, I'm using the Light the Year bundle. So I really love these kind of traditional old-fashioned lanterns. And then there are, of course, the die cuts to cut these pieces. Some of it's 2-step stamping. And then there are these other images that you can use. And then there is a couple of standalone dies that you can use. This one, and where did my other one go to? Oh no, there it is, tucked under. Sometimes I can't see for looking. So you've got these 2 die cuts that will cut some sprigs out. And then if you want to put berries on your sprigs, there is this little die here that will cut 5 little berries out. So there's not a lot of dies in this this particular bundle. Okay, so let's bring in what we're using. I decided I'm going to use basic black for my card base. For some reason, having a black lantern just kind of calls out to me. So I've got a piece of basic black cardstock that's 4 1/4 by 11. And we will score it at 5.5. and then fold into the mountain or the raised line and give it a good burnish. So we are getting really close to the release of the new catalog. As of September 4th, you're going to be able to get your hands on these if you don't already, which is really cool. The other thing that's really exciting is there is a whole bunch of new scrapbooking products that are coming out on the same day. So there is a digital brochure that I will actually share in a little, maybe tomorrow or the next day, of some scrapbooking products, including 12 by 12 cardstock that is two-tone, which is really kind of cool, in black. We've been waiting for black 12 by 12 cardstock. We've had it in the past, but it hasn't been around for a while. Okay, so this is the piece of real red that I had scored. This is the, oops, I seem to be frozen. This is, I've embossed this using the Forever Plaid embossing folder that goes along with the Reindeer Days or Reindeer Fun suite. So I had this piece of cardstock that I had already embossed. So I've just cut it to 2 inches by 5 inches, and it's going to go in the middle of my card. So often I use designer series paper for this, but when I spied this piece of Lonely embossed cardstock, decided it was the perfect use. Okay, so oopsie, sticking to my fingers. There we go. So put that in the middle. Now I cut a piece of basic white cardstock that is 1/2 inch by 5 inches. I'm just going to grab. Oh, that's not what I'm going to use. I am going to use. So it's 1/2 inch. So it's. I will cut it to 1/4 inch. So I've got these. This is wild wheat, and I decided I was going to create my own designer series paper. So I'm just taking this piece. That's why I didn't cut it, because I'm going to cut it after I've put these diagonal stripes on in wild wheat. Kind of looks gold. So I'm taking the brush end and just putting diagonal stripes down, and I'm not fussed if they're not even. That's kind of the idea. So I've got my strips, and now these are going to go down the side of my strips. You could use gold foil. You could use another piece of wild wheat to look like gold, but this was just an idea I had to create my own, and it's so easy using our Stampin' Blends to just use a piece and then you can cut it and put it down the strip. Hey Nancy. So a little bit of glue. If you find it hard to get the glue on to that little strip, you could also take your glue and just run it down the edge of your middle piece and then stick that. So now I've got my diagonal stripes, gold stripes. So that's going to go on the front like that. I'm not going to put it on because I may put, did I bring the twine? Yeah, I may put some twine on it. So I've got my 2 pieces. This is my matte layer that is 2.5 by 3, and then my basic white. So I'm going to just take and glue this on, because I'm going to stamp my lantern on some basic white and cut it out with a die. So I've got that on. So I'm going to use Tuxedo Black Memento for the lantern. I guess I need a sentiment piece of this die. Okay, so I need a bigger block for that lantern. There we go. Will that fit? Yep. I turn it sideways. Didn't think about that. Okay. Make sure my stamp is inked up. I think my memento is quite juicy. Hey, Shelley. There we go. And somewhere, what am I going to stamp for a sentiment? I'm going to stamp this. So it says, I seem to be using this one a lot. Sending love and light this time of year, which will not fit on that. So I'm going to have to grab another piece of basic white, which I just happen to have around me, behind me. All right, so I'm just going to take this and stamp it while I have my ink open. And then I've got a piece of basic black. So let's take this little, oopsie, lantern and stamp it on the inside of the card. Like that. Get our stamping done. Okay, so that can sit. That can sit. Okay, so I'm going to take my die. Let's get this out of the way. Bring my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine in. Hey, Lee. Lots of people on tonight. All right. So I'm going to just use a little Post-it note to tape to hold this in place. Like that. Hey, Connie, welcome. Oh, I didn't do a very good job of cutting that. Oh, well. Okay, so I'm going to take the light wild wheat. But before I do that, I'm going to take my little candle, and I'm just going to stamp that on the inside. I've got a candle looking like it's floating. I didn't quite get it down to the bottom. Oh well. Okay, so I'm going to do the little dark, the candle flame in dark wild wheat. And then I'm going to just, I did this last time and couldn't decide what color. I think I don't want that one. I think this is Lemon Lolly. Yeah. And it's even too bright. So I'm going to do what I did last time. I'm going to color it in Lemon Lolly just so it looks like there's light. And then I'm going to go over it with drop the lid to my Stampin' Blend. I'm going to go over it with light crumb cake. No, this is ivory. This works too. This is one of the standalone Stampin' Blends that you can buy. It's ivory. So it's just kind of softening that Lemon Lolly a little bit. And I just didn't do a very good job of cutting that. So I'm just going to trim it where I'm noticing the extra white. Okay, so this is going to go on like this. This is going to go on like this. And I have some pieces cut out. So I thought I would put, I guess it doesn't really matter that I didn't cut that very well, because I'm going to put the bow on, and then I cut two of these sprig pieces out of shaded spruce. And so my plan is to just kind of attach them to the bow. But I wanted to just fancy them up a little bit. So let's get this put together. And then the last thing I'm going to do is do a little bit of I'm going to use the metallic enamels. I think that's what it's called. Metallic Enamel Effects. There is the basics and the metallic ones. And so I'm going to use that. No, I'm going to put it that way. I was going to put it the other way, but I'm going to put it there in the middle. And let's use some more dimensionals. So I do this last with the enamel effects because it does take a little while to dry. So you don't want to still be opening and closing your card if you're using them, because they will smudge. So let's just put that up close to the top. And then I can take, I'm just going to use glue dots to put the bow on. Oopsie. And then I'm just going to take a glue dot for these as well. Like that. I said I might put ribbon on, but I don't think I'm going to put it around the cards, so I can glue this down now. Get it straight. And then I'm just going to take, ooh, I didn't do a very good job of cutting that. Ooh, that's not so good. Let's try this again. So I was just going to cut a rectangle, but gosh, I did a very bad job of cutting. So we will actually fussy cut around this sentiment. Hey, Peggy, or Peg, sorry, Peg. Didn't see your name pop up. There we go. And then we'll put some dimensionals on that sentiment. I like that gold. I'm really pleased with how that gold diagonal stripe. I quite like the look of that. Okay, now what am I going to do? I have, let's put the inside in, so that the last thing that I'm going to do is use the enamel effects on those sprigs at the top. So somewhere in my mess over here, I have, these are the gold textured adhesive backed dots. I believe they are part of the Season of Elegance. They come in 3 sizes. I'm going to use the middle one because it just feels a little bit like the largest one's just a little bit big for what I want to do for my card. Okay, so we've got the card all set. I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. But let me show you these. So these are the enamel effects. So as I said, you get a set of 3. These are the metallic ones. So copper, gold, and silver. And in the basics, you have real red, black, and white. So you can decide. They make little, let's see if I can show you. I was practicing. I don't know if you can see. There we go. So on the ends of these sprigs, I just put a little dot of the gold. Oh, that's not in focus. The gold enamel effects. Thanks, Joy. So I think I'm going to use gold because I've got a lot of red on my card. So a couple of things when you're using these, give it a shake before you use it, and grab a scrap of paper and dot it, because if you just go and do it on your card, the same as this, my same guidance with Wink of Stella, you could get a splodge. Sometimes there's an air bubble trapped in this. So you want to kind of make sure that you've got this enamel right to the end. And I'm going to just take it and try not to get, it does come out a little heavy, and sometimes you'll get little points on your little peaks on your dots, but that's okay. Well, that one turned out, but these other ones have got kind of peaks on them. Sometimes they're pretty little. That one's got quite the peak on it. Oops. Is that all of them? I think that's all of them. And make sure you put, she says, make sure you put your lid back on your enamel effect. There it is. Almost thought I'd lost it. And while I'm doing it, I'll put my lid on my glue. And so these will kind of settle, and the peaks will kind of soften and go into rounded peaks instead of the sharp peaks that you can kind of get. I'm debating about tying a little bow. So this is the real red and white baker's twine that is part of the reindeer days, reindeer fun suite, which I absolutely love it because I love these striped baker's twine. And I've got a glue dot that I'm trying to hide here, so I don't even actually have to put a glue dot on this bow. And I'm just going to put the bow on, and hopefully it doesn't, yeah, it's picking up some of the gold, but that's okay. There we go. So now I've got a bow on there just to cover that glue dot. So there we go. That's my card. And I'm not going to move it around too much because I don't want these those enamel effect dots to kind of move around. But really pretty, and such a, I love the traditional look to this Light the Year bundle. So this is one of the standalone bundles. It's not part of a suite that is in the upcoming September to December mini catalog. All right, there we go. Let me flip back. Get screens in the right place. There we go. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me tonight. It was fun to have so many of you on. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube if you're coming in that way. That way you get notified when I go live. And also, if you live in Canada and you are don't have a regular demonstrator and you're interested in a catalog launch, I'm having my launch. I partner with Diane Evans, and so we're having our launch on September 15th. We are live in a Facebook group from 7 till 7. And so if you don't have a demonstrator, you're not a demonstrator, maybe you're part of my team, and you should be already invited if you are. You're welcome to join, and you can find the information on my website or on my blog. Or on my Facebook group for that launch on the 15th of September. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. I will be live again tomorrow night at 6:30, and we'll be doing a technique. I'm excited. I'm playing again tomorrow night with the enamel effects in a different way. So come join me, and I'm kind of excited about this one. All right, take it easy, everybody. Happy stamping. See you tomorrow. Bye.